Lesson 5. What strategies can we use to reduce the risk to cold environments? Why is Arctic sea ice important? It's important for lots of reasons. The Arctic is home to over 4 million people, and of course to one of the world's most iconic animals, the polar bear. Arctic sea ice acts as a huge white reflector at the top of the planet, bouncing some of the sun's rays back into space, helping to keep the Earth at an even temperature. But the Arctic has warmed at about twice the rate of global average over the past few decades, with many parts reaching temperatures above freezing point in the summer. As the sea ice melts due to global warming caused by people, more of the sun's heat is absorbed by the darker ocean, magnifying the warming effect. The Arctic also plays a crucial role in circulating the world's ocean currents, helping move cold and warm water around the globe. So what are governments doing? In January 2015, Barack Obama moved to designate 12.3 million acres of new wilderness, blocking decades of efforts to drill for oil on a 1.5 million acre portion of the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. That coastal region is thought to contain up to 10.3 billion barrels of petroleum, roughly as much as America's largest oil field near Prudhoe Bay, which has been active since 1968. The Western Arctic Reserve contains some of the world's best and most sensitive wildlife and bird habitats. The 22 million acre Western Arctic Reserve, also called the National Petroleum Reserve, Alaska, is vital to thousands of caribou, millions of migratory birds, polar bears, wolves and musk oxen. The reserve works to ensure that oil development in Western Arctic Reserve occurs responsibly and these sensitive special areas are protected from drilling. So what international efforts have been made? The Antarctic Treaty was signed in Washington on the 1st of December 1959 by 12 countries whose scientists had been active in and around Antarctica during the International Geophysical Year of 1957 to 58. It entered into force in 1961 and has since been acceded to by many other nations. The 12 countries that had significant interest in Antarctica at the time were Argentina, Australia, Belgium, Chile, France, Japan, New Zealand, Norway, South Africa, the Soviet Union, and the United Kingdom, as well as the United States. These countries had established over 50 Antarctic stations. Antarctica does not belong to any nation, but it's governed under an international treaty that bars countries from owning or exploiting its land. The 1959 Antarctic Treaty, signed by 45 nations, suspended the claims of 7 countries for the territory in the region. So what are non-governmental organisations doing? Since 1992, WWF's Global Arctic Programme has been working with partners across the Arctic to combat threats to Arctic and to preserve its rich biodiversity in a sustainable way. It is an official observer of the Arctic Council and contributes to the Council's work in promoting sustainability, conducting research, and providing direction to minimise environmental damage from human activities. WWF also works outside the Arctic on Arctic issues. They were part of a group that presented the British government with ideas for a set of principles that could govern the work of the United Kingdom government and UK companies in the Arctic. WWF is working in Norway to make such areas as Lofoten permanently off limits to oil drilling because of the natural values of the region and the economic value of the local fisheries. It is also supporting Norwegian scientists on Svalbard who are researching the local polar bear population. The WWF continues its work with local people and governments to create protected terrestrial and marine areas and has helped supply polar bear proof fences and food bins to keep them away from conflict with local people.